Hello, sir.
Yeah. Can you tell me about yourself?
Yes. My name is Ravi Ranjan Kumar. I'm complete my BTech in 2019 from RGPV University, and basically computer science streaming, and I am pursuing MTech, and this is my last year of MTech, and basically I belong from Bihar.
Okay. So, what are the project you have done as of now?
In college time, I'm doing major and minor two projects. First is my egg enabled tree, and second is my electric meter. How to electric meter consumptions. And basically, I am doing the small three projects in Spring Boot. First is a Spring MVC project. How the user can access data, creates, deletes, and update. And second project is CAPTCHA programming. How to when you are filling the form, and after it doing fill the CAPTCHA and redirect to the form. And third is called how to secure your project is my own security 6, basically how to protect your files and pages from unauthorized person. And it is also on a Spring, also on yes,
Then,
that's all.
okay. So, next, do you have idea about core Java completely?
Yes, core Java. I know basic idea
So,
and
which language you know
limitation.
better way?
Better way I know the Java.
Okay.
And
So, Java means core Java. You know very well.
yeah, core Java basically hooks concept and collection framework and strings complete.
Okay. Okay. So, tell me, what is the use of oops?
Use of use, yes. Object was basically defined according to user. How to program, we can a user, a programmer can manipulate his program according to user. Basically, it is user friendly defined, and it have a four phases. Basically, four phases all programmers defined, but it is six phases. Just like its phases are object, class, abstraction, inheritance, polymorphism, and encapsulation. These are the its phases. And we can we explain six phases?
Just tell me what is the use of polymorphism and what is called polymorphism.
Yes. Polymorphism basically work is doing in different ways.
Okay.
That are the polymorphism. Different ways, just like we creating a shape. Then we different ways. Another a person can be draw a shape in different ways. Just like we talk about a triangle, this is also it is also a shape. We can say about a rectangle, squares, all are shapes. So uh, basically our motive to making a shape. So polymorphism defined the work is doing different types, different ways, and it have parts of if you call if you say about in Java, then it have a supports method overloading, method overriding, and super class calling. It's have the parts.
What is called method overloading?
Method overload in methods in same class two in same class same method name, but its argument calling is different. That are method overloading.
What is method overriding?
With two different classes have same method, and their argument calling are also same. That's are the method overriding, and it is through basically defined through interface.
What is interface?
Interface, we say about interface is like a class. So only it define only we can write the only methods and we want to use that method, then we implementing into the class, and all features of that method we explaining another class. Those class who are we implementing the interface.
Okay. What is the use of this keyword?
This keyword basically refers to the current class object, current variables and methods to the current class object, and it also used for current method. Sorry, uh, calling method into another method. So this keyword we just calling another method to the same another method into.
Okay. Do you have idea about static block, static variable?
Yes, static blocks, just like it is used the static keyword. Sorry, uh, and static. We are using the static sorry, when we are a static keyword through any variable that call our static variables, and it is not need to any object for a to giving output, initializing to, and
Without
it
giving object, you can access it.
yes,
Okay. Let's
without
move to the exception. So tell me what is the hierarchy of exception classes?
hierarchy of exception classes. Exception class basically, exception is that terms. It is a situation when terminate the uh, exception is a situation where program is terminated abnormally. So basically, it how to escape from this. Then we use some rules, just like a try and catch block, try catch, and finally blocks. Through we can handle exceptions.
Okay. When we get null pointer exception,
We get uh, no idea.
okay, no. So how we can handle the exception in Java?
Basically, Java, if we have multiple codes, and in multiple codes, then an exception, just like arithmetic exception, if you're dividing something by zero, then it gives that arithmetic exception.
Yeah.
Then we do that. We just handle through try and catch blocks. So in try block, we are writing those codes who have basically giving us a error, and in catch blocks, we just alternate, giving the alternate. If they are not, then we define into the catch blocks. These two are basically helpful for a programmer to executing his codes.
Okay. What about the throw keyword?
Throws keywords are basically it is predefined. It comes when throw keyword are written into the program. Basically, it is written with the method, and it handles exception in compile time and runtime basically. So it's predefined. Sorry, predefined keywords, and try and catch block user defined basically.
Okay. Let's move to the collection. So
Yeah.
in collections, what are the classes you know which you have used as of now?
I am using array list and set and queue and some knowledge of maps. Basically, I'm use most of time array list in project and also in practice time.
Okay. So do you have idea about what is the use of array list and linked list, and what is the difference between them?
Yes. Array list and linked list basically similar to, but some are different. Both are using same methods, same list, and but in array list, uh, in linked list, just one node have a address of the second node, but in array list there are no this type of functionality to the array list.
Okay.
And bas,
Did you use the
yes,
map also?
yes, map. Yes, map. We are just in real world. If you define map as like we are authentication process. In authentication process, we are using map, the biometric process. That
Do
are
you
the
know
example of
hash map, concurrent hash map?
hash map. No, only the definition of hash map. Map, they are the key and value, and it not it have a unique value. It ID have a unique, and if you want to insert duplicate, then it override the value that the map key and
Okay.
value pairs.
So in table format, it will store the data as a key value pair, and key will not store the duplicate. It should be unique only, right?
Yes,
But you have not gone through the concurrent hash map or hash table.
concurrent and hash table. Hash table basically define. I know the idea. A hash table have the address, means it have a key and value, and it also have a another point. Another it have a pointer to another another value of address. And hash table,
Hash
I
table is
forget.
a legacy classes and it support the multi-thread environment.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So, do you have idea about a Spring Boot?
Yes, Spring Boot. Yes, it is a framework of basically Java, and here there are well, developer develop uh, MVC projects, and it is very user friendly for Java developer. It
Okay.
provides many keywords to maintain boilerplates. So,
Okay. Okay. So, what are the annotations you have used as of now while developing a Spring Boot application?
basically, I'm doing a user management system, library system. Then I use a at the rate service annotations, at the rate entity, and dev to and sorry, and get mapping, post mapping, and at the rate repository, and at the rate control annotation, at the rate ID, and at the rate generate value. This type of annotation I'm using my project.
Okay. So, what is the use of REST controller and when we can use it?
REST controller. REST controller basically used for when we are using we are using in just like a must in Postman. We are using in memory level. If we are it is not just like a server parts. When we are done testing the our codes, then we are using REST controller annotation. And controller annotation we are using when we want to uh, post our data onto the server, then we are using controller annotation.
So, posting a data on server.
Yeah,
So, do you have idea about serialization, deserialization?
serialization and no idea.
Okay. So, what is the use of request body
Yes,
annotations?
request body. Basically, we are getting the value from model class from database uh, for uh, for uh, for just like a say retrieving some data from a database. Then we are using either request body. And just like if you request Yes, and we want to put some data and saving data, then we just using at the rate request body.
Okay. What is the difference between get mapping and post mapping?
Get, yes, mapping and post mapping basically both are sorry. Get mapping basically using for retrieving data, searching and retrieving data from database, and it is unsecure, and it not used. It is a cached. Basically, data are stored into the cache, and it is when we are using get mapping, then in domain name server is URL path all are visible, and in post mapping we are basically using for updating and retrieving data also, and it is secure, and our URL path are not visible, and it is handling large amount of data.
Okay. So if I want to connect my Spring Boot application with database, what are the process I have to do?
Yes, if you want to connect, then we are using to at the rate entity annotation with our class. Then our Spring Boot recognize that is a map. No, I think I'm wrong.
So first
Through
we have
database.
to add some dependency.
Yes, sorry. Yes, some we are connecting dependency into the form.xml files, just like a MySQL dependency. And after it, we are giving the path into application.property, just like Spring.data source.database name, and we are just writing some paths through a Hibernate path and SQL path, username and password path. These are explaining, writing into the application.properties.
So if you
These are
write the configurations of MySQL database in your properties file, so it will automatically connect with your database.
It is the only path, and if you want to connect with classes, our project with database, then it provides only path, and just we write in classes. There are three phases if you're doing any project. First is a model class, second is view class, and third is a controller class. So model class basically we using for data manipulation, and we write the at the rate entity for retrieve for connecting the database with classes, and second is the service class that we annotate with the at the rate repository annotation, and this repository class basically uh, used for how to data are. It is also provide a path to for how to data are created, updated, and deleted. All database operation and are doing through at the rate repository annotation.
So at the repositories annotations, and in this we are creating one interface, implementing a
Yes,
one JPA interface,
Java persistent.
JPA repository.
Ji.
So
Yes.
JPA repository having a method, save, delete, find all, get element by ID.
Yeah. Yeah.
So those method you can use in the service classes while doing updation.
Yes.
If you want to write your own query, what you have to do?
Then we just writing the in our JPA repository in our method, and we override into the service classes, and we all business logics are explained in these service classes, and basically and second types is we take a interface and our writing our methods in it, and we implementing into the class, and our all service are we are writing, and after we annotate with @service annotations.
Do you know JDBC connection?
JDBC connection. Uh, no, I basically use more than JPA because it is more reliable than JDBC.
No, no. Yeah. Previously, did you use any time storing your data in the MySQL with the help of the JDBC? Simple JDBC?
No,
Okay.
not idea about.
Okay, okay, fine. So, do you have idea about Spring security, Spring Boot
Yes,
security?
I have a yes, I have a idea about Spring Security. Basically, Spring Security work on three phases. First is authentication filter, authentication manager, and authentication provider. And the authentication provider have user detail service and password encoder.
Okay.
And we are basically defining these phases in authentication filter. Basically, we defining how to filter our unauthorized person don't get any don't get access, and then we are explaining you are using authorization method and authentication method, and we are also using uh, filter chain. Basically, it is defined filter chain method.
So, how you implemented the security in your project? Did you implement it?
Yes, I am implementing it, and basically I made our first model class where I am writing our data and HTML. I basically am writing our HTML pages, and after it I am annotate the. I take a configuration class where all logics I am writing down, and we annotate with decrypt password. Basically, it is protection protecting the password to it convert the string data into the binary data. Then I am annotated with and at the rate being through. And after it, I taking a DAO authentication provider. Basically, it is a maintain the data access object, and it also manage the user uh, user uh, user written password. And basically, and third is I write the security filter chain. There I am there I am writing logics, request matchers, and login form URL, giving the paths. And basically we are writing in request matcher who who request I am only giving to authorized to the sorry uh, that request only I am I just I'm not able to explain it.
Okay,
Sorry.
fine. So, did
Yes,
you use the JWT also? JWT token?
JWT of token. Not I'm not. Basically, I'm only using how to uh, use as you can protect your file into the. Basically, I'm not reading and knowledge of how to handle data through server. So
Okay. Okay, fine. So, next question is like, do you have idea about what is actuator in a Spring Boot?
equator. Basically, I have no idea in this type.
Actuator, you don't know. Okay.
Mm.
So, any idea about monolithic architecture and microservice architecture? What is the difference between them?
Yes. Yes, monolithic architecture in basically we are defining all components in one class or one phases, and in microservice all projects are divided into multiple phases, and all services are we can run, and we can run all are part wise, and it can sorry in monolithic we just if any mistaken are occurs, then all whole projects are uh, shut down. And in microservices, when one error mistaken are occurred, then we just another services are working. These are the difference of monolithic and microservices.
Okay. So next question is, did you work on JUnit test case, code coverage?
I'm not, yeah, I'm not getting your point.
Okay. Do you know what is JUnit test case?
JUnit testers, no idea.
No idea. So do you know Git command? How to push our
Git
code on
command.
GitHub, Bitbucket, GitLab?
No, basically I'm making account on GitHub, but I'm not using. Uh, it is my opinion. It is like social media, so I am prefer only Google's and ChatGPT to retrieve it, to retrieve our information.
GitHub is not retrieving the information. You have to upload your code or project, whatever you have done on that platform, GitHub. So in that case, you need Git command, and you have to install in your system Git. So through the Git bus, you can push your code to the GitLab or GitHub, and from that you can deploy your project on live server.
Okay.
So those you have to know about it. So don't forget it, and take some idea like how to we can push our code onto the GitHub. So those are the very important activity in your company. Okay.
Okay, I will do in next. I will research on YouTube and to how to use GitHub, and I will also get help from GitHub.
Yeah, whatever the project you have done, you can post your project to the GitHub. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Next is, do you have idea about database? Which database you know?
Yes, MySQL. I basically more times using MySQL database.
Okay. So MySQL. So are you familiar with the query to writing a query for the MySQL?
Yes, if you want to create a database, then we write a create database and database name. Then we put click run. Then our database are created, and we enter database, and we writing the query, making the query from create table name, and we writing the table name, and we taking just a small bracket, and we write our attributes. And if you writing in these attributes just like a int varchar varchar first integer, and id is not null, we just writing this restriction, and we writing in this database to mm, some if else conditions, just like our if you're writing attribute just like a age, then we don't greater than age is not greater than 18 and 20. This type of restriction we can write.
Okay. What are the joins are available in the database?
Yes, joins basically join the two columns. Basically, in first and second column, have two identical attributes, and through first in first table, that is done. And sorry, two identical attribute we can join through. Uh, in first we are just with foreign key, and second I have a primary key. Then we merge it through. We are using inner joint, outer joint, and through, through query. Just like first we are writing a table that have we want to second table data. Then first in city we are writing a city column in first table, and first column, and we writing also setting data into the second column. Then then both columns are merging through second column ID have we are writing in first city columns, and we are merging through inner joint.
Okay. So core Java is completed, the Spring Boot is completed, database is also completed. What about UI? Do you have idea about UI?
Yes, UI is user interfaces. We can see in real world. It just like we are talking through each other by clicking data, clicking any buttons, and clicking just like our we are visual to each other. And if you clicking on symbol of video button, then we can visual to each other, and if you are double click, then we can restrict. That are the part of UI.
Okay. So, do you know HTML, CSS, JavaScript?
Yes, basic meaning of HTML and CSS. Yes.
So, what is the difference between query selector and get element by ID?
Query selector and get element by ID. No idea. JavaScript I am learning this time.
Okay. You don't know what is the use of it? Anyone? Query selector or get element by ID?
Get element by ID. Basically, it is used in Spring Boot. Get element by ID. How to getting it through at the rate. We are just writing in repository class, and we are it is explaining in controller class at path variable and ID, and we get element by ID. We are using.
In HTML also we have a one method document.getElement by ID, document.query selector. Okay, nice one.
Okay, it is a part of JavaScript, I think.
Yes.
Document.get JavaScript. It is a part of when we are when we are showing the data on server, then we are using the get element by ID. And if you are using in console, that we are writing console.log in JavaScript. It is printing the data, method of printing data in JavaScript.
Console.log.
Yes. Console, if you are printing data in console, then we are using the console.log. And if we showing the data on server on web page, then we writing the document.write.
Okay.
Document.write, I think.
You have the idea about CSS?
Yes, CSS. It is cast.
How many properties you
CSS
have
cast.
in the CSS?
Must ID class and universal air sticks and margin padding and flags box, I think, and how to style, how to some colors,
What is the use of
how to
media query?
aligns media query. Media query basically using for video and putting the videos and how to not know.
Okay, fine.
Basically, it is
So finally, I have done from my side. Do you have any questions?
okay.
You don't have any questions?
No, I have no question.
Okay. So finally we have done, and अच्छा है जो भी अभी तक तैयारी की हो, ठीक है, इम्प्रूवमेंट है बहुत सारे. सो थोड़ा सा और फोकस करना पड़ेगा कि क्लियरिटी में.
किसमें?
क्लियरिटी मतलब कोई भी चीज़ जब बता रहे हैं तो उसको बहुत अच्छे तरीके से बताया ताकि सामने वाले समझ जाए. ठीक है.
हाँ, ये चीज आ रहा है. अभी तो प्रैक्टिस कर रहा हूँ. अभी है स्टार्टअप, देखो जावास्क्रिप्ट में स्टार्ट किया हूँ और पढ़ रहा हूँ. उसके बाद ये कर रहा था, रिएक्ट सीख रहा हूँ कि उसको अच्छे से इम्प्लीमेंट, अच्छे से व्यू देखने के लिए. और बग रिवाइज बहुत कम कर रहा हूँ इससे, लगा हूँ
थोड़ा
प्रोजेक्ट
रिवाइज करना
कर रहा हूँ।
और कलेक्शन में थोड़ा वो इंटरनल हैश मैप क्या होता है, कंकरेंट हैश मैप क्या होता है, कैसे यूज करते हैं, थोड़ा सा क्लियरिटी। और स्प्रिंग बूट में भी कुछ टॉपिक कुछ कंसेप्ट में अगर क्लियरिटी नहीं हो तो थोड़ा सा रिवाइज कर लो, बाकी ओवरऑल गुड। बाकी ओवरऑल अच्छा है, बहुत जल्दी जब लग जाएगा, थोड़ा सा मेहनत करोगे तो।
ठीक है, मैं कर, हाँ ये कर लूंगा। थोड़ा सा प्रिस्क्राइब जाता हूँ ना, सोचता हूँ कि एक आध प्रोजेक्ट कर लूँ। तो इसमें इधर टाइम, लैपटॉप पे टाइम देने में, फिर इधर रिवाइज नहीं करने में, फिर
अब देखो
ऐसे
मैंने
मेरा जाता,
तुमसे
लेकिन कर लूंगा
मैंने
इसको भी
प्रोजेक्ट
अब।
से कितना क्वेश्चन पूछा तुमसे? नहीं पूछा ना?
नहीं नहीं,
तो ऐसा ही होता है, फ्रेशर को
फुल
ज़्यादा
जावा से।
प्रोजेक्ट से रिलेटेड क्वेश्चन नहीं पूछते।
अच्छा
उसने बता दिया वो अपने बारे में कि हाँ मैंने इस प्रोजेक्ट को किया था, बस इतना इनफ है। बाकी वो टेक्नोलॉजी पूछेगी कि हाँ तुमने क्या
अच्छा
किया था, तो उतना कर लोगे तो काफ़ी है,
अच्छा,
बाकी उसके अलावा कोई ज़रूरत नहीं है। लेकिन अच्छा है
ठीक है, चलो।
ओवरऑल।
अगला सप्ताह फिर मैं देता हूँ,
हाँ,
ठीक ना?
लेकिन
इससे ज्यादा
इन
इम्प्रूव।
सारे कंसेप्ट को थोड़ा सा अच्छे से रिवाइज करके स्ट्रॉन्ग हो जाओ।
हाँ,
और कोई क्वेश्चन?
थोड़ा हेजिटेशन है। हाँ बताओ, ये थोड़ा सा बस यही कि सजेस्ट करो कि मतलब कैसे मुझे अपने आप को इम्प्रूव करना है, कैसे इम्प्रूव करूँ, क्या करूँ, कौन सा टॉपिक और पढूं अच्छे से, रिवाइज कैसे, मतलब जो मैं बोल रहा हूँ उसमें हेजिटेट हो जा रहा हूँ, इसके लिए
नहीं, हेजिटेट नहीं हो
कॉन्फिडेंसली।
रहे हो, सामने वाले थोड़ा सा नहीं, मतलब डायरेक्ट नहीं बता रहे हो कि हाँ पॉइंट टू पॉइंट चीज़ें बता रहे हो, वही चीज़ें बता रहे हो, लेकिन थोड़ा सा घुमा करके अलग अलग तरीके से, तो पॉइंट टू पॉइंट बताना है कि हाँ एग्जैक्टली क्या है वो। तो वैसे में ज़्यादा मतलब
ओके
इंटरव्यूअर पसंद करता है उस चीज़ को। उसके बाद गिट
ओके
हब और गिट कमांड जो है उसको आना चाहिए सारे को, तो थोड़ा सा रिवाइज कर लो।
ओके
एक मैं ओपन सोर्स
ओके,
प्रोजेक्ट बनाया था,
कल।
ओपन सोर्स प्रोजेक्ट स्प्रिंग बूट प्लस रिएक्ट, उसमें पार्टिसिपेट
ओके
भी कर सकते हो जब तुम्हें गिट कमांड आ जाएगा तो।
ओके,
लाइव प्रोजेक्ट है।
अच्छा देखता हूँ यूट्यूब पर कि। ओके, लाइव प्रोजेक्ट में।
बाकी सब बढ़िया है।
जावा में मान लो हमसे तो इतना ही पूछेगा सब लोग ना?
हाँ, मैंने जितना पूछा उतना कर लोगे तो सबसे बेटर है।
कर लेते हैं, सिलेक्शन करूंगा, ये सब करूंगा। नेक्स्ट सप्ताह फिर तुम्हें देता हूँ इंटरव्यू, सैटरडे को। इससे ज्यादा रहेगा इस बार।
ठीक है, चलो बेस्ट ऑफ लक।
और सब
और एज ए फ्रेशर अप्लाई करते रहो नौकरी डॉट
देख,
कॉम पे।
अरे नहीं होता है वहां पे, कहाँ जा देख रहा हूँ तो सब पास आउट 23 24 यही मांग रहा है, बस तेईस
नहीं नहीं,
चौबीस
ऐसा नहीं है। बहुत सारी ऐसी कंपनी है जो फ्रेशर को हायर करती है, उससे कोई मतलब नहीं है वो कब का पास आउट है।
हम्म,
तो उसमें अप्लाई करके भेजा
ऐसे
करके
तो
कर सकते
अपने कंपनी में निकले तो देखना थोड़ा सा, अगर पॉसिबल हो तो
हो।
हम लोग
देखेंगे।
सिंगल। हाँ पॉसिबल हो तो इंटरव्यू अरेंज कराना जितना। हम्म,
चलो ठीक है,
सुबह से भी तो ठीक है।
बाय।
चलो ओके।